Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a project called Fume. It's a financial planning app. And one of the things we want to add is the ability for one stream to be, to have its amount be a percent of another stream, probably. I'm not sure it makes sense for pools. And we've started on this path. I'm not quite sure where we are, honestly, but I hope we can do that today. I'm only here today this week. I'll be out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I hope I'm back next Monday. I'm traveling. But I'll definitely be back by Tuesday. So I guess I'll just try and update this Twitch calendar one way or the other. All right. I just ran tests, so that's good. Now I do a weekly summary of what we did the last week. And one of the things I noticed was an issue in date specifier. This, is it date specifier? No. Month, year? Date range. Okay, so last week we refactored to get date range, and we had this method includes. And as I was going through the summary, I realized, like, hey, this first half is really, does this one date precede another one, and the last half is does it follow another one? So I think we can. We'll start with a small refactoring today then and see if we can make this go right. So I believe what's happening is if month precedes first, then we return false. Otherwise we fall through. So I'm going to change it to make, I want to make it return a Boolean one way or the other. Okay, so let's capture that result. Var result of bool, and there's different ways we could do this, but I'm just going to say result equals true, and then here we're going to say, well, if result is true, well, if result is false, then we want to return false. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, if not result. So if result is false, return false. Otherwise we'll fall through. And so I'm going to make these be result equals false. Okay, so now every path should, okay, all right, we'll modify this, okay, if person equals nil, result equals false. That's the best way to do this. Nothing else. I think we need to start result true. Okay. It starts true. If anything finds out it's false, it's false. I think that corresponds better to what was going on before. I'm not sure this is the least clunky way to do this. All right. But I think our refactoring tool, our test should tell us this is still okay. Operator usage. Oh, we got too many spaces. Yes. Okay. So that's good. So what I think this is month is less than first. Okay, so this case, it's, well, boy, result is not the best word, is it? Okay, let's rename this to, I think I'm after precedes. If month precedes whatever this first date is, however it's calculated. Okay, so I'm going to flip the sense of all these things, but first I'll flip the name. Precedes. Okay, and now these all get flipped. Trying to make the logic make sense to me. Okay, we can do better there. True if precedes. Okay. Let's make sure that still runs. Okay, so if it's unchanged, it can't precede it. If it's less than, it precedes it. If it's an age thing, we don't know the person, then yeah, we'll say it precedes it. And if we look up the month for that person, the effective start is their birth plus their age, then it's preceding it. Okay, I think we're kind of good. All right, and so I think I should be able to extract this. I should get first and month. Oh, come on, you can do it. No, you can't. Okay. All right, we'll copy. We'll do it the old way. Okay, public function precedes month of month year. Well, I guess we need the people. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Remains annoying. And we need the, well, I'm going to call it month 1, month 2. No, it's not a month. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm confused. So when you pass this in, you pass in a month year. Who passes this in? Well, that's the real one. Date range. Okay, there's the usage. Includes month. Oh, it really is a specific month. Okay. I don't know. Maybe this is not as important as I thought. Well, first is a date spec. Okay. And it returns Boolean. Okay. We're going to take all this. And I had to break this variable out because well, just because we were returning in the middle of things, it makes it hard to extract a method. Okay, if it precedes, that just sounds wrong, doesn't it? If it precedes, well, maybe that doesn't belong in here. Okay, I don't think it does. But we're going to return precedes. Okay, so if the first precedes the date spec, why aren't you complaining? That should be date spec. It's like it's not building or something weird. Okay, I guess it says it's building. All right, so if it's less than, okay, yeah. Let's say if precedes, the month is month, the date spec is first, and persons is people is people. Okay, so if it does precede, cannot call a function of non-function type bool. Okay, let's take this stuff out. I think the variable confuses it. Okay, if it precedes it, return false. Okay. That sounds right to me. So if the month we're looking at precedes the month, the left side of the range, then we're going to say don't include, it does not include the month in the range. Okay, let's make sure that works. Now I don't have a good word for greater than or equal. Okay, this function could live on date spec just as easily as date range. There's nothing, it references no date range variables. So let's move method. Okay, and I'll do it to copy it. And let's get to date spec. And we'll add a new method. Okay, precedes, month, date spec. Okay. All right, so I should be able to modify my call. Precedes, let's say first dot precedes month with first. Okay, I think that's forward motion. This isn't coming out quite as pretty as I'd hoped, but we'll see. All right, so it reads backwards to me, so I'm not happy about that. Let's modify this instead of working with date spec. Let's work with self because that's where we are. Okay, so date spec is self. Okay, make sure now, but okay, yeah, I deleted that. Okay. But it reads wrong because we want month precedes first, then it's a problem. So I'm going to have to, I guess what I'm going to do is make this an operator greater than or equal. So if first is greater than or equal to month, well, no, that's the backwards, isn't it? So if first is greater than or equal to month, we're okay. So let's change that into an operator. No, I'm not know if I ran it. And I don't remember. The first month precedes the age or the, yeah. Okay, so let's say operator less than or equal month. Oh, no, we can't write it like that. Huh, okay. We got to find a better word if we're going to keep this concept like this. It's, I don't think I can define a function. I mean, I want something that means follows, equals, or follows. Yeah, I really want greater than or equals. But I have to pass these people around, which is really annoying, and I don't have a good solution. So what does that do? Follows to me just doesn't convey possibly equals. Um, well, I want greater than or equal without greater than or equal. But can I define this like that, even though it's not a operator? Must have at least one operator. No. Okay, I gotta find the right word. Yeah, the problem is because month and the date spec are different types, so it doesn't make sense. I mean, if I could say month is less than date spec, I guess what I could do is wrap month back into a date specifier, and do preceded. Yeah, let's try it. I don't know if it may make it read well enough that it's worth the oddity of it. Oh, I can't use it with this extra argument. Okay, so that's not going to happen. I could put it on month year, but that's just weird. Because I would say month precedes first. I don't know. That's pretty good actually. All right, let's move it over there. We'll have to change the self bit. Or precedes. Let's try follows or equals. Maybe it's equals or follows. I'd love a name for the definition of that. And then on month year, I'm just going to delegate. Month year. Okay, we're going to give it a method, wherever it is. Okay, yeah, it doesn't have anything right now. Okay, so let's make a public function precedes. Self is a month year, date spec is a date specifier, and people. Okay, so people of capital P. All right, so let's see how that. Does this look right still? Equals or follows based on self. Yeah. Okay, and so I'm going to say if month precedes first, taking account people in reality, get the H from people and compare first. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to try this flipped version. Did I actually flip it? Did I say not? Yes. Okay. So if you precede something, that's the same as saying you're not equal and you don't follow. Okay. So yeah, if you're not equal and you don't follow and you, whatever you call it when you have to be, what's that rule? There's a name for it when two things have to have a relationship of less than, equal, or greater than. Okay, there are types where that doesn't actually hold. Okay, but all right, but I think this is definitely, that definitely makes sense to me. Okay, if the month precedes the start of the range, then you're definitely not in the range. Okay, now we need the kind of opposite. That's not going to be the opposite. This one, if you're greater than, we return false. Okay, I'm going to do the same little trick, but this one this really is follows. Okay, so var follows equals true. Okay, I'm going to break. And then here, I'm going to say follows equals false. Otherwise, we continue with the true we already had, so that goes away. And then else. Well, we have to do all of this same transformation. If people equals, no, let person equals, if person is nil, return false, else well, no, it's follows equals false. Okay, else let person equals person.birth, month greater than or equal. I believe we might have a bug there. Right? Because that's greater than or equal, and the other one's greater. If you're equal, oh, maybe this is right. Let's do the not think thing. Let's be mechanical. Follows equals false. Otherwise, we fall through with the true we had. Okay. And then if follows, okay, so follows is month. Well, let me make this exceeds. Okay. If month, no, if exceeds return false, else return true is really return exceeds. Okay, that's my mechanical version of the transformation, I hope. These from people compare first with that. Yeah, there may be a better way to do this than I'm going about it, but it's definitely, whatever we do is going to be much simpler for this thing. If month precedes first, let's just see if it passes. No, it does not. Wow. Okay, so expectation failed in the possibilities. I did not think this was going to take longer than half an hour. Okay, where are you? Data sub 0.not. Okay, we make some possibilities. We add a salary of $1,000 a month. We ask for the net worth. Net worth by month last amount is 0. Now this one we have salary and expenses. We're netting 100 a month. I guess it's the same test, in effect. It makes sure we subtract, but the result is 0 again. And this one's 0, I'm betting, yeah. Okay, one more. 0. Okay, save. Have I totally got this backwards? If month is greater than end month, return. No, even more failures. Okay, so we're saying you're starting off exceeds true. Oh, well, this one should not be true. Maybe I need to, well, if it's unchanged, we're saying it's false. If the month exceeds, now I do have it backwards, true. 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 If it exceeds is true, then we should return false. Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, like I said, there may be some better, okay. I don't know, maybe, should I toss this? Am I? Okay, if month is greater than last, all right, we're looking at last. Okay, if it's, I don't know why I want to exceeds false. No, I think by default you the way we did the fall throughs. Okay, so this just goes back to a break. Okay, so you started out assuming you do not exceed it. If it's unchanged, you're okay. If it's greater than the end month, you do exceed it. If we find problems, okay, and we want not exceeds, because if it exceeds it, we should get a 0. Okay. $50 failures. Okay, I'm totally off. Let's revert it. We'll take one more go. I don't know. AmountView. What? Date range. Well, let me undo my way out of it. Okay. See, make sure we're back to normal. $50 failures. What else can I do? Unchanged return true. We're in the range. Okay. Out, out, in. Okay. I don't know what I've done. Okay, this is, I'm just going to revert this whole thing. I'll tackle it another day, maybe. I know there's something going on that I can distinguish, because this is definitely just checking, are you before the first? And this one's definitely checking, are you after the last? Or should we treat you as exceeding it? I'm not so sure about this greater than or equal here, but we'll see what it says. Okay. I'll put that on the to-do for another day. Um, I'll just leave it down here. Make date range dot includes split out less than or equal and greater conditions. I think that'll give me enough. Okay. Well, I noticed a second thing. I hope it's easier. Yeah, I don't think we need public on these coding keys. We don't really want that to be public information. So I think we can take that off. Let's do a search for coding keys. And in my grand convert everything to public, I think I am exposing more information than should be. Okay, let's make sure. I wonder what went wrong with that transformation just now. It seemed like I thought we had tested the first extract and everything was okay. So I'm not sure why the second is trouble. Okay, but let's see. Remove public from coding keys. Okay, and the real reason we're here today is more confusing than date range. All right. Do you really have changes? No. Okay. We left off with, was it amount? Yeah, this is kind of it. Well, it's part of it. Let's run the app, just make sure I haven't messed things up. All right, so we're saying what's the value at a given date, potentially, and a given scenario, potentially. And if the amount is a simple money value, the amount at any given date is oh well, I guess we care about the date. The amount at any rate doesn't change if it's just a money amount. If it's relative, okay, so base, we try and find it. I guess at would be nil. I guess at is nil when we're doing a test and we don't pass in a month year, and all our old money accesses didn't care about the month year. But now we do. Okay, so at not equal nil, I don't think is a production thing. It might have. Yeah, you're right. I should have tried that. It's run into that kind of stuff. Well, we'll see. If we finish this stuff today, my current rate of progress is not so good. But if we finish this one today, we'll go back and try again. Okay. So this one, base not equal nil. Okay, means we actually found the other scenario. If we don't find the scenario, yeah, it's going to have to be a nil, a money zero for its value. But otherwise, why do we need? Okay, we need scenario, but this case at Oh, why is it optional? Right, let's find the color. So I think my first goal here is let's get rid of this optional at, because I think you normally would do it. Okay, so colors of this, we'll select the symbols, lots of tests, amount, spec'd up value. Right. Okay, edit stream view. Yeah, so I think the assumption is that your created amount is a constant, is kind of what that's saying. Because we're just asking in general, what's the value of this thing? And let's see whether it gets used. I mean, this whole conception of this thing may not be a good idea, so there's that slight problem. Okay, amount, money created amount. See, that seems wrong to me. Yeah, it was definitely optional because we had a lot of callers that don't know the date, but this one shouldn't know the date. I think just like the description, I want to say 50% of some other stream. Um, in this case, I don't want to say the amount, right? The amount. And once again, I'm fussing with income plus one minus one multiply. I almost wonder, like maybe income versus expense or incoming versus outgoing should be a distinction. But valid, right? This is all. It all depends, or it all assumes there's only one value to a spec, and his color should depend on it, and all that. Um, hmm. Okay, so created amount is only used when we're actually building this thing. And down here, so we create a new Leah. We're putting the created amount in the money. Oh, we don't edit. Yeah, I know. I know. I've been debating that the whole time. It's kind of like, uh, I mean, right now we have the flag at edit time is income. Um, but if I say this stream is based on 50% of that stream, like is not negative is not a question for this stream. It's a question for that stream. So I I don't know how we're gonna make that go. Hmm. Now maybe the other problem is I don't think we ever added the editing for values, amounts, I mean. Um, all right. So yeah, I ran this thing. I didn't look. I noticed I saw enough to see it had a shape, so it didn't delete stuff from our fooling around with the coding keys anyway. All right. When you create a new one, we just have amount zero. Okay. So I think that's our next stage. Is an um, amount um, amount creation and editing. Okay, that there should be something kind of like the start month that has these alternatives, and you're either choosing a fixed amount of money or you're referencing another stream. Now, I also think you kind of, I think it's one of those things where it's a drop down of the existing streams, but maybe you should just type it. I don't know. Because, like, that stream may not exist. A relation plan. Well, I think it's going to be more like a little view, like this one's a little view that knows that months have three places, three possible values. We need our amounts to realize that they have two possible values. Okay, so I think I don't think, let's see, how can I say this? I don't think we're done with this. I don't think this is, well, it has three problems I know of. One is at is optional. I don't think it really necessarily should be in the long run. Scenario is optional. And again, well, I think it should not be, it should be required. I don't think it means anything to say the value of a stream without talking about the scenario it's in. Even though when it was just a money within a single amount, then it made sense. But now we have a situation where it could depend on the scenario in general. So I think you shouldn't be asking the value when it's just a possibility or a plan. You should only be asking the value once you're assessing a scenario. And then the third thing, what was in my mind? I'm not sure. Oh, no. The third thing is, what if two scenarios cross-reference each other? Okay, we don't want to forget that. Okay, we don't want that stuff. All right, and I guess I could put in make date and scenario required for value computation. Can you pass in the scenario when creating an amount? Unfortunately, no. I think you can only know this because you set up your, I forget, do we call these plans? These are plans, right? When you've got the whole list of them. Let's get back to the list. I'm losing my distinction between plans and possibilities, but I think this view gives you the list of plans, and if you expand it, if we gave this a scenario with two possible, stream values for Social Security, say, you could have that there, and then have another top level stream that depended on Social Security, but which scenario is active is going to control what amount it has. Yeah, and so scenarios change, and there are multiple scenarios. There's no single fixed value for a stream anymore. It only can compute the value in the scenario. Now, when you say this, I mean, this sort of makes it sound like, oh, this is an income stream and it's $159 a month, but the value is not meaningful. It's really, this is just the description at this point, or should be. And I think we're asking the value because we want to, if they make it, we want to distinguish income and expenses, and if it's an invalid value, we want to detect it. But I don't think that's I don't think that the whole screen can assess that. I think the question is this value valid? And we're going to define it in a way that it kind of has to be, I hope, based on, this is kind of going into the amount spec and asking about it. I would really just rather ask, amount spec, are you valid? And if you're not, then that's a problem. Okay, so I don't think you should be able to answer this question to complete the screen. Okay, but what I do think is we need an amount view that we don't have. Okay, and let's make sure that's true. Well, there's amount view. Oh, he's probably just, yeah, he's the simple one, simple-ish. He's a number field with a value in him. Okay, and so that's what he is. All right, but that's only our money case. I don't know how to split this out the right way. Stream amount view goes to pool amount view. Oh, they all go to amount view. Okay, so I'm worried about a proliferation of views, but let's get a struct money amount view is a view. It's got a body. I think I can just say empty, right? Empty view. Okay, just to get things moving forward here. All right, and it's going to have these two things. Well, it's going to need all this stuff. Okay, let's just get it delegating first, and then we'll amount view. He takes those things, he sets them. Is his view just the V stack? Okay. Now I want these two to be different. Okay, so the money amount view definitely needs the state. Do we have it? Yes. Okay. So instead of an empty thing, he should be this. Okay, does that work? Background colors. You know, I think I need to look at the month-year view. We're going to do something analogous to that. Okay, so we have month-year view. Who calls that? Date specifier view. Okay, that's the one I want. Okay, so a date specifier view, he has to have a type for the two cases. Is there only... Oh, the three cases. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's what we want for amount view. All right. Let's define amount type being all those things, and he's got money. And he's got relative. And he doesn't have age. Okay, I think that's the two cases he has. And then, all right. So the date specifier view, like somehow he has to switch on it. Yeah. So he switches on that value. and it runtime. No, update dates back. Okay, here he's got a switch on the data type. Okay. I don't know if I'm. Okay. So he needs to have the binding to the date specifier, the state of the type. Okay, I think that part's right. And then he's got the picker. I don't know, the update stuff is maybe. Ugh. All right, but this label and this picker is important. Picker style, on change of date type. Okay, I guess I'm gonna keep all this. The label coming in here is a parameter. Choose date. Okay. Let's cut down some of this variation. Choose amount. Okay, add new. Selection type is amount type. Okay, so this puts the tabs across with all the values in them. I'm going to skip this part for a moment. I'm going to, well, that had too much stuff. Okay, so the group, okay, so the core of this is we switch on the amount type. And that's this. And then case relative. I don't know what we're doing. Okay, so we'll make it empty view for now. Because we're not supporting it yet. All right, now age selector. Well, that's his differentiation. We might want to keep that frame height. I don't know what I'm doing here. I lost a brace. AmountView. Did I do all this in the wrong place? Oh my gosh. I did. Well, he must need another one of these. Money amount view. Got to take out the whole body. Cannot convert amount type to binding of amount type. Well, that seems required, yeah. Okay, so relative. Let's put a dot in there. Frame cannot be used on any view. Okay. Well, this is why this got put in a group, I guess. Okay, let's build that. Nope. Apparently, I don't know which one I'm editing. It's still unhappy. Turn from initializer without initializing all stored properties. Okay. Let's default to money. So with well, nobody's referencing this amount thing I made up. Pay amount, money amount view. Right. Okay. So we'll ignore that one for the moment, but we should get our normal amount should now display something with choices. Now that's only going to be for add stream view. Do we have an add stream view? I guess our edit does double duty. All right, somehow we not sure. Okay, I don't know if I said run correctly or not. Just build. Okay, so now, okay, this is not right, but it's doing something. Amount. Well, now this is unchanged. I've got the wrong selector here somehow. Amount view. I've got amount type. Here it's, oh. And which one am I in? The real one? Yes. Yeah. Okay. The usability of this could definitely be improved. Hmm. But I have an editable field here. That's something. And this is an empty view. And you didn't keep the height I asked for, so that's annoying. But that might fall out. 200 is probably more than we need regardless. So let me shrink that just for on general principles. But I think really what would be better, I don't know, these gray separator line, like we don't even have one here. I don't know why not. Um, yeah, I think half that height will suffice. But that's getting there somehow. Um, hmm. All right, that's an add. Let's do an edit. All right, that seems okay. He initialized right. I don't know if that's a happy accident or we did something right. Okay. Let me take this annoying pay one out. Well, honestly, he should be. Maybe I should just make him be what he is. He doesn't need this stuff. Okay, we don't have the update. That's probably all right. Group, I don't think I need. Right, this is for when you know it's a money amount. Dollars of int, okay. There is no amount type. There is no extra VStack. There is no case. Oh, okay. That all went away. All right. Okay. We need this update thing. Now I don't know that we need this. Okay, so we need the amount for sure. I don't think dollars applies. Now, I think this should be able to be pay money. What do I call it? Money amount view. Amount type. I don't think we need amount type. This dollars of int, I'm not sure what to do there. Oh, yeah, let's do a let. this should go away. And that should go away. Okay, so we're basically passing along everything to the amount view given the right dollars. Okay. Something's still wrong. Failed to produce a diagnostic. Thank you. Okay. I don't think I know what's wrong. Is income positive color, negative color, amount is passed in, right? Amount, here's the binding. This state dollar should not exist. I don't think that's gonna. Maybe that's this one. Well, the init is basically the same, right? It's got to be all that stuff. Okay, and then now I've got to address the fact that I can't tell what type entity, what type color it has. That's very discouraging. Okay. Well, no, I guess what that means is I can't tell that up here, but I don't call it up here. Okay, good. All right. Oh man, what is your problem? Okay, so I'm gonna try and take this off. I'll comment this for now. Pattern does not match in case money. Oh, that's a better message. Amount type, no. Oh, right, there is none. And there's no dollars coming in. Okay. But the initializer now is messed up. Okay. And amount of ref value dot value. Okay, if he's able to do that. Oh, he didn't take that. Initializing all stored properties. Dollars. Amount type we don't need. What's the complaint down here? Oh, breakpoint. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that's something. We're missing that update still. Okay. If they change date type, right. So if in this case it's amount type. Okay. Let's make a new one. Right. Okay. So if I change this, there should be more going on that isn't. I don't know if I set a value and I change it, come back, it's cleared. Okay, so something's a little funny. And it really does look better with a frame height on it. Let's put it on the item itself. Okay. I don't know if that screams edit me. I don't think it's unreasonable to edit it. All right. Oh, empty view just says empty. Okay, it doesn't get a size. All right, so let's see what we're missing then. All right, so this is money amount view. My goodness, he's got a lot of stuff going on that he doesn't care about. All right, he sets his initial dollar based on the amount. He sets his color based on that. Now, I don't know if that's... Do we really need to do that there? Okay, but that seems okay-ish. Now, what's going on with this update thing? All right, if you pick it, get a new value, update date spec. Let's see what that did. Data type there, date spec. Oh. I'm not sure why this one's just a break. I'm not sure why this is even needed. I guess he's repopulating that. You can set focus to the amount text field. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Let's do that. Okay, so. Can I do that on... I'll try how to do that. I know they have all this fancy focus stuff, but I just want to say, like, yeah, make it by default. That's the old way. Oh, okay. What do you know? The text field you want, but I have to have a field sitting around. That's not quite the solution I'd hoped for. Because I don't give this a thing. Focus state. Okay. Okay, is my thing focused? Oh, well, I don't need a... Okay, focused on that. Oh, thank you. Suitable for Mac OS. That's annoying. No, I think what we have is okay. Pass to goal that takes no arguments. No. Well, no, that's still not forcing it. Is that going to do it? Oh, on a pier? Okay. No, that didn't do it. Really? Okay. Let's move this to on up here. Yeah, one up here makes more sense than the initializer at least. No. Okay, well, maybe I gotta do it Paul's way. What does he know? He's just the best guy out there for Swift technical stuff. Come on. Okay. Swift Immaculus provides default focus. Okay, so focused state is focused field. Okay. And then our field we say first name. Oh my. Focused field is an enum. Well, it seems ridiculous to have to make it equal. I don't know what I'm getting out of the enum here. Excuse me, when I just want my first field focused. Well, I suppose I could just do it and then argue about it. Pull money about. Okay, so we do this on our text field. Yeah, I guess in effect it's like it's nil or it's not our thing. It's still not focused. I don't know if that's all right. Double check what we did. All right, I made an enum with a case. I made a focus field of that type, right? And probably could be Boolean. I switched focus on up here. I set my focus field to that value. And he says he should focus if he's equal to that value. I don't think I'm getting focus out of this. I don't know if has it gotten lost because it's wrapped around things maybe? No. But on up here is definitely there. He claims he focused there. Okay, let's try it with a Boolean, but I'm skeptical we're getting anywhere. Why does it need a bool question mark? Okay. We think that. I don't think it's happening. I'm going to take this out. Okay, so I think this, okay, that height's not right, but this was weird. We changed, I don't know if it's weird or not, but it definitely zeroes it. And there was some initialization in this thing. Okay, so when you come in, right, we have a date spec. We have to initialize the fields according to the date spec. Okay, so we'll have to do the same thing for an amount. Net amount. Okay. And did they just store it? Yes, and then they switch on it. Okay. And am I on the wrong one? Sure enough. Let's go back to this one. Amount. No, why are you not? Datespec.reb value. That's better. Okay, I'm a little puzzled here. I guess if you set dollars, we would have a dollars up here. But it doesn't mean anything in this case. I guess it's the default. Well, we're going to say amount type equals dot money. He had a field in a form. Well, we had a field in a form, didn't we? Go back to this. I mean, we had it. I had it on the number field. Did he name that thing somehow, or? Yeah, no, I think we were analogous. Oh, form is maybe the operative word there. I think our field is in a form up in the stack, but it's not in a form right here. So yeah, we do wrap them in a form at the top. See if I can find that. What's the top? Edit stream view. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, well, I don't know if there's a difference in being wrapped lower or higher, but I don't think that's the particular battle we're fighting. Okay, what's your problem? Switch course node. Yeah, okay, fine. But I feel like I'm missing something here. They are initializing month. Okay, if it's an unchanged, they're setting a default value for here and setting this type. Okay, default value for month, year. Oh, if we know it, it's set. Oh, okay, so these two are defaulting it. Okay, I guess that's why the state is up at this top class. Okay, and then I think maybe this has to be a binding going in. Is that the way that goes? Here's state, build our subviews. Pass it in bound. Okay. And then month year view should be a binding. Yeah. So that way we get across the flipping the tab back and forth. Okay. Self to dollar equals. Okay. Self dot dollars equals the binding. Right. We need dollars, right? Okay. Oh, set the focus after a short delay. Oh, that's kind of like really annoying. It's like exactly the kind of stuff I don't want to be fooling with while you're. Yeah, that's what I want you to set the focus date for. Okay, here we go. So money, if I edit this, I'm trying to fix the problem that if I edit it and go away and come back, it should be the same. All right, so that's done that. Let's take the win for how far we've gotten. Um, Make amount view able to um, work with both cases of amount. No relative view yet. Okay. Well, it's a good time for a break. So let's take a break. We'll come back 3 or 4 minutes, get the other half of the UI working for the relative ones. And once we have that, I think we should be able to hook things up and see them kind of working. I know we're going to see stuff messed up about this income versus expense thing. It's annoying. I don't know. Passing colors around and stuff like that feels like it's fighting too hard. Okay. But we'll see. And then we'll deal with the other stuff. So 3 or 4 minutes. All right. Welcome back. Yeah, that's getting obnoxious. Okay. All right, so now we have the other side to worry about. And do we need this? I don't think this is giving us anything. I'm not sure if we needed it in the original. All right, let's go on to, well, there's money amount view. Now let's make the amount view for the relative case. So we'll start there. And my usual start is just pull over what we have. Okay. All right, now the relative amount view. Okay, I don't know, I'm not confident, I should say, about how to deal with the colors on this. I mean, your colors and your income outgo thing should be the same as this underlying source. All right, I'm going to assume we don't color it and that we're just going to do the equivalent of, well, we don't need the dollars either, do we? Okay, so the dollars are just there to stick around between tabs, but we don't use it in this tab, so. Amount is dollar amount. Takes no arguments. Well, okay, it will. This is a binding amount. I just have to do it like that, right? Okay, and I'm going to update this slightly. Let's make a text that just says at least relative amount. All right, and we'll run with that. Amount from the source. Yeah, but I mean, till now, amount and income versus expense have been kept very separate, but maybe this is saying they're not separate. I don't know. All right, so let's put something in that we're not going to use. And relative amount says relative amount and then money. Okay, so that gets us a starter on that field. Now, the field, well, maybe this is the same problem. I think what it comes to is if we're going to maintain state across tabs, we're going to have to put that state in the parent, even though half the state is unused by either one, right? So it's annoying. All right, but here our state, well, it's a percent of double, and it's a string, well, name of string. I don't know. Right. So this is the initialization. We should set percent. I don't know what our units should be here. Let's assume double 0 to 1. I don't know. Self dot stream, no, name is empty. Okay. All right, that gives us those fields, but now we need to pass them in down here. Amount, and then percent, and name. Okay. Relative amount needs bindings to those now. Okay, that didn't destroy anything. I guess I should have displayed them or something. Backing event of type 3. I don't know what that means. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to have to do, I don't know. I'm going to make you type these in. The number field is somewhat similar. But we don't, I guess we don't have to do anything about it. I'm not going to worry about backgrounds. And then oh, I think that's me. Well, let's make our own variation. I don't know if I can, yeah, it's a redeclaration. Let's call it a percent field and we'll adjust it. Percent here. I'm not sure what this does. Now it's not doing anything with it. Not sure when it should, but it should be there. Source. I don't have a label. Oof. Well, we have name as an example. Let's see what we did with name. Required text field. Okay, that seems like a good thing. Yeah, I think we'll have to put in a one change. Okay, so if I make this relative to, oh, now I got 100%. Can I do that? Sources required. Good. Okay. Income. I really hate this default formatting. Like, I'd rather have these be bold or something. Okay, but if I create, for these. All right, I don't know what'll happen. Should name be an autocomplete, a picker, or should be able to type anything? Yeah, that's a definite question. The thing is that you could define these things before you created their targets, the way I'm saying. And I think that maybe has to be true because in our overall plan, you have scenarios. Some of those scenarios might have this, some of them might not. I don't think you can articulate what names are valid without going through all the scenarios. And then you're only in one, you're in sort of this superset of scenarios. Like, how do you know which ones are valid or not? It's like you could gather any field that shows up anywhere. But it also could be the thing you're going to define next. So it's a puzzle to me. I think at evaluation time, you would know, hey, there's no income stream, or there's no stream named income, or you would know, okay, there is one, it's defined in this scenario, but not that scenario, and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be terrible to have, well, autocomplete wouldn't be a bad thing if you could type beyond it. A picker would be okay, but like what should populate it? It would have to be kind of a union of streams across all plans, I guess. We don't. Or generate all the scenarios and decide in this scenario which one, I don't think that's going to quite cut it. But in any case, you should be able to type something that doesn't exist yet and then go add that stream later. I mean, it would make sense to add it earlier, but if you didn't, you didn't. So I think version 1, we're just going to let you type the stream. And I don't know, maybe that's something that needs a warning or something. Oh, now relative income. That's my new name. And, oh, we didn't maintain it. Okay. Right, let me add a to-do, though, because I think your question's a good one in the longer run. Best UI for stream name, since they might not exist yet, but probably do. Okay. All right, so I think what we've done, well, we created something. Now this value here, I think this is showing up from the description, or it's taking the value, and I think that's the thing that's totally wrong. It has no value at this point. It only has a value once we project it into a scenario. I mean, now this line up here is projected from, there's really only one scenario since we don't have any branching scenarios here. Oh, I don't have income yet, right? So it should contribute nothing. All right. But I think it should be coming up and saying 50.2% of stream such and such. And there is no value per se. I didn't know this whole project, I mean, this whole section of the project would be so tricky as it's turning out. I don't know if that means there's a conceptual flaw in how I've thought of it, or if it's just like it makes sense in some situations and not others, and you just have to deal with it, I guess. Make amount an overridable value on stream. I don't think we're going to do that one. Move that down a little. All right. But the flaw that we have right now, well, you could create that thing. We did. We don't know if it saved them. Yeah, let's check that out. Let's try JQ dot. Okay, relative income. amount spec. Okay, so we didn't even create a new thing. Yeah, it needs on changes. Sorry. I'm sure someone urgently wants to redesign my website. Okay. Yeah. So I think again, date specifier view kind of led the way. Let's get down to the right one. So yeah, date specifier view has the two subviews, but oh, where's that done? It must be within each one. Update values, yeah. So down here somewhere, on change of person, update values. On change of age, update values. So I would say that's our next thing. Did we do that in the other case? This one, well, same thing there. We did not. Okay, so that tells me if I make a new stream, maybe this is income. Oops. Oh, I did a pool before. That's even worse. Income amount is 1,005. And we create that. Yep, he didn't save either. Okay, so we lost the saving. All right, so on change, amount type, money amount view. All right, so down here, now, okay. Update dates back. Where's update dates back? The main name can get the name from source if it's empty prefixed with rel. Yeah. I guess I'm more worried that we've got to be able to save these on change of date type. So this is if you switch your tab, we should update the date spec. And all right. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think this is one where my brother and I basically just need to have a discussion what makes sense, come up to something mutually agreeable. Yeah, I guess I can think of multiple ways it could go, and he may not even care. Like the name is the name, so pick a name, but who knows? But like I've been traveling lately, he's been traveling lately. I'm not sure when both of us are actually going to be home at the same time. All right, so if you change the date type, what's going on? Date specifier. Okay, okay. Now the age. Gosh, that seems odd to me. Like, why aren't we setting a date spec on the age? I don't know if we have a problem there. Okay, but I think the notion of update. Right. So what they're doing is they're pulling from the state to build the current version of the amount. Right. So, but I think we have to do the insides first. Sorry, I keep bouncing around here. Month year view. All right. So yeah, when you update the picker, we have to update the values. All right. Okay, that'll be a good target. So let's just define this kind of thing. And which one am I in? Money amount view. Okay, so if I give myself an update, I'm going to say dollars. Month of raw value of month. Well, I don't know that I need to do this here. I mean, it's kind of the job of the picker, to the number field, to keep that value synced. I don't know. But yeah, the top level one is the same here, right? This thing should update when it updates. They both do. Okay, so right. So make sure I'm in the right class. AmountView, yes. Okay, so make this function update values. Okay. Well, no, I'm still puzzled. This thing is getting out of the range of my little brain, bear brain. You pick the amount type. Okay, that's good. When you do a create, where's that create button? All right, this one is only handling the tabs. Okay. Let me get that one going right. Okay, so this is here. On change of amount type. All right, and then the analogous one in update spec, we've got to consider what the date type is and then deal with it. And update date spec. But that sounds wrong to me. I mean, while you're editing the month year and you change that month, like this doesn't get called. If you called create right away, this wouldn't be called. Let's go edit stream view. Where's his button? So he just takes the dates. Is set. I mean, he's got to be trusting edit date range view to set the dates. And when he changes it, he does set the dates. Okay, yeah, that seems right. Okay, I guess they're both needed. Yeah. I'm not sure we've addressed update really. I just want to get creating done right first. Okay, so there's update date spec, update amount spec, update values. Okay, so this is, they clicked the tab, and now in here we're regenerating the proper value. But that seems a little redundant. Right? Because the whole, like in this case, the date editor should have updated the date spec, but you switch tabs, and so we're saying go back to the old one. I don't know. Okay, but we'll take it that way. All right, so I guess we have to switch on amount type. Okay, if it's money, we want to set amount equals date specifier dot money with money of self dot dollars. Okay, and if it's relative, and this is self dot percent, self dot, did I call that name twice? Well, he's got his own name. Okay, I guess that's all right. Name. Okay, so yeah, I think we have all three states up at the top level, which is bad in a way. I mean, it's unfortunate in a way, I should say. But I don't see an escape, because if they're down in the views and you change views, then you just sort of throw that away, right? So how would you know to restore the dollars if you went back to it? So I think this is how you know, because we maintain all the child states, the union of the child states in the parent, so you can go back and forth. And when you switch tabs, this update kicks in and resets amount. So I think that the case would be if I type 1, 2, 3, and then I go over to the other tab and I type, some percent and some name. I haven't hit create yet. I go tab back to the money tab. 1, 2, 3 is sitting there. We got that working, but the amount is still sitting on, percent and name, because nothing edited that. Switching tabs at the low level doesn't affect things. Tab switching happens up here. So I believe this part's okay. Now I think we have to do the same thing in the two views. Okay. So on change of dollars, we got old and new dollars in. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to update amount excuse me. Amount equals money of dollars. Okay. That sounds right to me. And now this one, I'm trying to put these up pretty high. On change of percent, update values. On change of name, update values. Okay. Now we don't have an update values here yet. And I'm pulling it out because two things have it. Okay, and we're going to say amount equals dot relative of percent and name. Okay, so I think this says if you're changing things, you're on a tab and you change things, you're leaving amount set to what you think it should be. And if somebody then hits create, everything's good. If you change it and then go back to the previous tab you had, it's got the value you left there, but with the changes that we just now made, they should be updated to use that value. Okay, so I feel like we're okay-ish. Now, so we'll test this by going in, making some of these things. Whoops. Unused parameter in a closure should be replaced with underscore. Oh. Good morning. Well, I guess I can take the one that doesn't do any parameters then, right? Okay, and I guess the other one too. Because dollars is the current value of dollars, so that's okay. All right, we'll run again. Okay, so yeah, the test is we'll create one of these things with money, an amount. Okay, so what time is it? 4:18. Okay, and if I come in here, well, there you go. Let's see what it tells us. Closure assertion failure. Valid. Ooh. Yeah, we kind of knew that was a problem. All right. Let's try it again. Although that worked before, so we've got something else going on. Run. Let's see if we can create our money and be at least where we started. Okay, so we make a stream. We'll give it $419. The stream is test 419. And we'll create. And we should see test 419. Oh, and it has the right amount. Okay, that's promising in a way. Let's go check it out over here. Okay, so test 419, amount 419. Here's the integer amount. Amount spec, field 0419. I don't know, I think that should be zeroed out by the time you get here. This was the original amount. If you read it, it should matter. If it's not, if there's an amount spec to override it, it should take that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Our code knows if there's an amount spec, use that. Otherwise, go to the amount. But I think just to kind of keep things right. All right, but we have an amount spec with an amount. That's good. All right, now if let's just delete that and that. All right, let's make another one. Well, let's find out why relative is busting. Boom. Okay, so found nil unrepresented optional. Amount.swift 24. Scenario. Well, right. We said scenario could be empty. All right, let's break here. No, I'll probably have to run it, don't I? So this should be coming in. At the time we're specifying it. Well, let's make it a stream. It's stream 422, and we hit relative. That wasn't very good debugging if it really got to 420, line 24. Well, let's break here. I think what we have is one of the display things is relying on there being a value and it doesn't exist. Yeah, I'll lie. It's 423. Okay, so when I do that, wow. How come he doesn't stop if he's going to blow up there? Well, unfortunately, hey Tooks, we're only in the last 5 minutes and I'm kind of in a weird place here. So we're trying to, we have the notion of you set up a stream of income with a certain amount of money, and we're trying to add the notion that you could have a stream of income that's a percentage of some other stream. So my test case is like Social Security. If one spouse made a lot of money, the other spouse made relatively little. If the second spouse made less than half, well, would get less than half the Social Security, they can instead take half of the main spouse's amount. And so I want to be able to represent that. And we did the UI, but for some reason in the UI we're blowing up in we have the notion that you can only calculate that in a scenario, but we're at definition time. There is no scenario, so something's blowing up because of that, but I'm not sure where. So I'm hoping this breakpoint catches it, but I don't know if it will. All right, so we'll create a new thing. Let's make it a stream. We'll have a name, but we don't really need it yet. 424. Okay, and if I say relative, boom. Ignore, but he claims he died here, but somehow he didn't go to my, oh, do we have debugging turned off? Does that, where is that? Bill? What's the thing that's hard? Yeah, naming's hard. Two people in the same organization. Let's see, where do you turn off debugging? Debug. Is it in this thing? Build configuration debug. Debug executable. Well, that all seems good. I thought I had it turned off, but given that it's there, run is on debug. Is this the one that's off? Try and make it crash sooner. Okay. Let's look at scenario. Nil. All right. So apparently this is where we are. Now these I don't think are a problem. I guess we need to know type. Right. Yeah, this one's the money. Let's try deleting this. Okay. I'm going to turn it back on here. Create one. Itself should still be money. Okay. Why? Okay. Turn it back on. When I hit relative. Okay. Relative 0 equals 1 equals nothing. Who's alive at this point? Yeah, that's the question. Wow, not a lot. Edit pool body getter valid. Yeah, who called that? Oh, disabled. Okay, edit pool view disabled. Right. Okay, so I think okay, so I think this is back to where we worried about things originally. Just said, oh, this is an issue. Amount spec doesn't mean anything anymore, I guess. I don't know if we can turn this off. Yeah, because I don't think it doesn't mean anything to compute value unless you're in a scenario context. Okay. Edit pool view has a similar problem. In duplicate code. Okay. So can we go in here? Amount spec. Valid. I guess I want to know the colors of this. Well, I have a find. Okay, so let's find all these places that call value that don't have a scenario. So that's a test. This is a real one. Not a test. Not a test. Not a test. Okay. So I think that's where we're going to have to stop for the week. I'm sorry. I'd hoped to get all the way through this, but I think this notion of an amount spec has a value that you can just look at is no longer true. And the only context they make sense is if you have a scenario, because a scenario has a concrete value for streams, and then you can find the value in a given scenario. If you go more broadly, there's no defined value across a bunch of scenarios. So let's make sure I've said this. Okay. Yeah. So it's really like you can't get value without a scenario. And so this call, what amount? This call, allowing scenario to be nil, is not right. Okay, so I think we will come back next time and tackle this scenario thing. Make sure everybody either has a scenario or they're not supposed to be asking the question and they don't ask it. All right, having to patch commits with partial changes. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the worst. All right, well, thanks for joining today. I will be back Monday or possibly Tuesday, 2 to 4:30 Eastern, 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. And thanks for joining. Catch you later. Bye-bye.